Have you ever looked at your favorite pro player
He's the third though. Oh, somehow catch another. His for the taking. Shadows lets him know.
or aim trainer and thought that you wanted to aim like them? Well, you can. What matters is how you're trying to get there. It may seem like it doesn't matter how you phrase or think about how you're trying to aim, but it does. There is a distinct difference between trying to put your crosshair on the target and trying to match the target's velocity. These two thoughts will achieve different things. By just trying to put your crosshair on the target, you have to continuously react and end up accelerating past and then decelerating back onto the target repeatedly, like I do on the left. But by trying to match the velocity, you shift the focus onto reading the bot's acceleration, allowing you to maintain contact with the bot through smooth changes in speed, like Robin does on the right. There can be strengths and weaknesses to different thoughts and intentions. An example of that would be the differences between MyVT Plaza and Caesar's. I am trying to accelerate back onto the bot smoothly with just enough tension to continue tracking, while I focus on the changing velocity of the bot. Caesar, on the other hand, is flicking fast back onto the bot, and this is causing him to have a difficult time transferring the tension needed between the abrupt flick to the smooth tracking of the bot. Another side effect of flicking fast is more ghosting and screen tearing, which makes the velocity of the target harder to read, which can lead to flick blindness, where you can't read the target accurately. I think that the best example of these differences shows up in bot 4 between both of our runs. These different styles or techniques are achieved by their different intentions when approaching the scenario and what they are focusing on. I think the best example of this would be static, because it's a more open-ended category for the possible styles. One of the most extreme examples of this would be Banana FPS. He has extremely intense and snappy initial flicks, because that's what he is focused on and tried to develop, that fast, extremely tense flick. Contrast that with someone like Xianlo Static, and it's drastically different. How did they develop such different techniques? By focusing on and thinking differently about what they each considered to be an error. Now, I can't get inside of their heads and speak for them, but I think that Xianlo probably approaches static by trying to be smooth with acceleration and tension, a fast initial flick or acceleration into a controlled deceleration onto the bot, while someone like Bardoz is trying to not overflick and stop before the target, which creates a two-part motion of a faster initial flick and a narrow microcorrection. Now, I think anyone can perform static in whichever way they want. There are strengths and weaknesses to the multitudes of techniques out there. You dictate how you learn by focusing on the technique and what you intend for your body to do. Once you can adequately perform the technique, you want to push yourself in a way that creates errors for you to diagnose and eventually address and fix. You do this repeatedly. This could be from making the scenario hard or pushing your pace. You get to decide what your aim looks like.